Achieve the ultimate transformation in existence. Giga. Get your Giga Papi merch today. I have a variety of different shirts and sweaters, all in different colors and sizes. Check out the Papi Polite merch at bonfire.com/papi-polite-merch. Link in the description of this video.
What's up, people? So I made a post on the good old interwebs the other day. The post was this. I asked the community on Reddit, Twitter, or X, whatever, Instagram, a bunch of places online, the YouTubes. I asked this question, which is basically the title of the video. You're in charge of making Dragon Quest more popular outside of Japan. How do you do it? And I gotta say, I have had a lot of very, very, very good responses from so many different people. And honestly, I'm making this video for two reasons. One, I thought it would be just seeing all the responses. I thought already it was going to make a great video. But two, shout out to Mike from Yggdrasil modding. But yeah, he was like, I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on this subject because it's getting a lot of like good conversations coming out of it. And I told Mike on my Discord, I told him, I was like, I'll be honest, I did not have a plan for that question in terms of like, I have something great to add to it. It was more of like, I wanted to start a conversation and I wanted to see what people thought. And then it was also funny, shout out to Thew. He was saying that I'm basically playing Shark Tank and having people come to me and tell me their good ideas so then I can claim them as my own. Which I promise I wasn't doing that, Thew. Anyways. But I wanted to make this video and just give a shout out to you guys, to the community, because of all the responses you said. And I'm going to be going over a lot of the good responses. There were some really funny ones like more puff puff, or like stuff like frontal nudity, stuff like that, which was just had me rolling, which and more along those lines. I'm sure you guys can think of some other ones. But I wanted to go over a lot of the things that I saw, read, and heard, and just kind of list them out as, things that Dragon Quest can do, to be honest, to make it popular outside of Japan. I'm not going to shout out anyone specifically, although if you do hear a thought that you particularly said, please, mention that you did that. There's just so many people that commented on Twitter, and then, well, mostly Reddit. I have hundreds of comments. And there's a lot on Twitter as well, like big names like Liam Land, respect, shout out to you. A lot of other awesome people. I don't want to give one specific person praise particularly because there's so many great responses, but also I'm also saying that because a lot of the responses were very similar. So anyways, I'm going to go through the list now. I've just been rambling. And I'm just gonna, just let me know what you guys think about these thoughts. And then also if this is something you actually said, or if you think it's a good idea overall, So this is all just me shouting out the community, to be honest, at this point. So one of the things I saw a lot of is to release Dragon Quest X, the MMO, online and offline outside of Japan with a full localization. So first things first, I need to shout out Dragon Quest X, the Clarity team, and everyone that works on that project and stuff like that. If you didn't know, you can play Dragon Quest X with English tools right now. It is available. You just have to go to dq10abby.com. I'll leave that in the description, the website link. And it's a full fan translation from all versions of Dragon Quest X right now. 1 through 6 are available. So, and it's awesome. It really is super well done. That's how I'm playing it right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. So shout out to the Clarity team and everyone that works on that. You guys are all awesome. But do we need a proper localization? 100%. I 100% agree with this statement, because the thing is, dude, I mean, this game has been out for 10 years more, and it has been doing really well in Japan. And like, I feel like it should be like doing well enough to be able to warrant a worldwide release. I mean, it's worth a freaking shot, bro. And honestly, they hella missed the boat with not releasing Dragon Quest X offline worldwide. Because, and the thing is, and this is just gets me so angry, but I still remember the 35th anniversary live stream of Dragon Quest. It was up in the air to release offline, Dragon Quest X offline, worldwide. It was up in the air. They literally said, we still don't know if this will be a worldwide release, something like that. So it's so frustrating that we actually didn't get it, because it goes to show, like, they do not trust the Western market at all to be able to make enough money for it to be a thing. And that in itself, which ties into a lot of the points I have on this list, is just so sad. And a lot of people just want Dragon Quest and Square Enix more than anything, to just give Dragon Quest more of a shot, dude. I mean, it's really that simple outside of Japan, Anyway, so there's that. Give a full localization of online and offline. And I should also mention, and I forgot to mention this, and I apologize. So obviously there's the Dragon Quest X online Clarity team that's doing a really amazing job with fan translation, right? But there's also Yggdrasil modding that's doing the offline version. So shout out to them as well. I still haven't been able to play that version, but I do want to. So so shout out to Yggdrasil modding as well. So there's that. Now, another thing that was mentioned was, and this is point 3 so far. So I've mentioned Dragon Quest X online released outside, in the West. Dragon Quest X offline released in the West. So that's 1 and 2. 3 is Dragon Quest merch. So Dragon Quest merch outside of Japan, I feel like should do well enough. I mean, it really should do well enough. Like, bro. And this ties into another point, which I don't want to heavily focus on right now. I'll talk about it when I get to that point. But dude, the art style is literally Akira Toriyama. Dragon Ball merch is literally everywhere. Freaking just market it as Akira Toriyama's merch or a crossover with Dragon Ball, and bam, you've got sales right there. It's that easy. So anyways, merch outside of Japan. That's number 3. Number 4, release Dragon Quest 4 to 9 on all modern consoles. So, including Steam. And a lot of people said more or less the same thing. So, like remasters or, remakes, or like even in like the new graphic style of like the HD 2D, or even somebody said like the Star Ocean graphics style would be cool as well. But basically just release all the Dragon Quest games on modern consoles and Steam. I think that would go a long way into introducing a lot of new people into the series and the franchise as a whole. So there's that. And not just the mainline games, but also more DQ games in general. Like, there's so many DQ games we don't have localized, like all of the Slime Mori games, for example. Dragon Quest Joker 3 is not on, has never been released. And on top of that, they should just release all of those games and, including the Monster series, like, and all the spin-off games on modern consoles. Like, why not? Why can't you do that? You know, like that should be a really good way to get a lot more people into the series as a whole. Okay, another really cool, and so that was number 5. Another really cool point that I liked is number 6, more anime series. So some people are saying like an emblem of Roto anime, which would be cool. So basically like, you know, and some people were also saying things like, you know, based on Dragon Quest 3 sort of thing. And so basically just more anime series. I think that would be awesome because there's a huge anime community out there. Dragon Quest Dai, I think, did a pretty good job with, you know, with appealing to somewhat of a new audience outside of Japan, with the 2020 remake. So I don't know. I think it's worth a shot. Number 7 is giving publishing rights to Nintendo and let them handle promotion. So, and hand in hand with that, you could also do it with Sony, you know, like basically giving publishing rights to another company and then just let them handle promotions, because Square Enix obviously does not believe in Dragon Quest at all outside of Japan, excuse me. And so, dude, hand it over to a different company. Nintendo would be perfect because they obviously do believe in Dragon Quest. They have published a lot of the games themselves outside of Japan, and also they consistently, I mean, they're consistently, they just love Dragon Quest. You could tell, like they do a lot of stuff with Dragon Quest, so that would be a great move, honestly. Another point, which is number 8 on my list, is make another movie, particularly based on Dragon Quest 3, with the animation of Dragon Ball Super Broly or the new Daima series that's coming out. I think that's a great idea. That's gorgeous animation style, you know, and would really help the series, again, get into new markets if they make a movie, especially. So, yeah, and the movie could be in that art style, but it could also be, I mean, I think that art style would be the best one, to be honest, because, again, it's like Akira Toriyama's new art style, so it would really help with, you know, pushing the series out. But anyways, so there's that. Number 9 is make an anime about Dragon Quest Monsters 1, Dragon Quest Monsters 2, the Joker series, basically all the monsters stuff. I think that's a really good idea because I know that Dragon Quest Monsters has a manga, Dragon Quest Monsters Plus, so that would be a pretty cool one. There's some silly ones, like, for example, number 10 is Dragon Quest in Fortnite or Minecraft. Basically, what I think was what they were going for, these collection of people that would say stuff like this, was try marketing to a younger audience, which is something else that other people would say, is marketing to a younger audience outside of Japan would totally help. And doing things like that, like a crossover with, like, you know, with Fortnite would be a good start. So anyways, so that's funny. Somebody said Dragon Quest in Kingdom Hearts, which I think is really good because it's a Square, you know, entity. They already have crossovers with Final Fantasy, obviously Disney, but why not also Dragon Quest and Kingdom Hearts? Why not? You know, it's not that far-fetched. Another crossover would be stuff like Dragon Quest with Mario. We know that it's happened before in Japan with Fortune Street. Why can't it happen again in some sort of an RPG element sort of thing? Or even a new Mario Party game and include, you know, a Dragon Quest character like Erdrick. Just like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has Link, it has Animal Crossing. It's kind of turning into like a Smash Bros sort of thing. Bring in Dragon Quest, bro, you know? Bring it in, baby, bring it in. So there's that. Number 12, and I heard this in a lot of comments, but Square Enix fighting game. That would be sick. That would be really, really cool. Square Enix fighting game. That would be amazing. They have an incredible cast of characters that this game automatically will do well. So, yeah, Square Enix fighting game. And for Dragon Quest, bring in obviously, Terry, Erdrick, Solo, bring in Jade, Elena, bring in freaking Carver, just more niche characters like Ashlyn or even Jessica. Jessica would be a great choice as well. I don't know how you would do it 100% since, maybe she could have a whip and do like a lot of spells and stuff. Who cares? Just bring them in. This would be a great game. Number 13, which I liked a lot, is like a slime show for kids. I think that's a really good idea. Slimes are very lovable. There's so many different slimes out there. The slime family is definitely the most charming in Dragon Quest as a whole. And there's so many different slime designs. You could totally make a kid show about it. So there's that. So one thing that Liam Land specifically, which I specifically shouted him out because he had multiple ideas, but one of them was as well moving away, like doing a marketing shift away from like specific things. And especially one thing that we talked about was like getting away from NFTs as a whole. Square Enix just should not focus on that, or any video game company should not focus on NFTs at all. Screw that stuff. Like, just get away from it. It's stupid. I mean, if you like it, okay, sure. Like, I wish you the best, and I'm glad you like it. But for me personally, I think, dude, just focus your marketing and stuff like that on other things. So anyways, there's that. 15, more TV ads. I 100% agree. Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince would be a great game to put as a TV ad. HD 2D remake as well of 3. And Dragon Quest 12. Oh my gosh, please bring us TV ads, Number 16 is kind of where I put all the like silly things, like more Puff Puff. Dragon Quest Extreme Beach Volleyball game, like what they did with Dead or Alive, or whatever that game series is called. So, I mean, it's funny. A dating sim. So, I mean, I know there's people out there that would love this stuff. So why not, It would help push out, the games more. So why not? 17, and I feel like, again, this ties in with a lot of the points that we talked about, but more mention of Akira Toriyama with the marketing. And especially, like somebody talked about, slapping a label on the box art or on a game that says, from the creators of Dragon Ball and Chrono Trigger. Like, bro, yes, like, do that. That should get a lot of eyeballs just from simply saying that. And there's even a comment on Reddit that somebody said, like, yeah, I got a lot of my buddies into Dragon Quest because I basically just said it's the same artist as Dragon Ball. And then the guy's friends would say stuff like, oh, so it's like medieval Dragon Ball. And it's like, yeah, it's basically medieval Dragon Ball. So sick. So awesome. And then the last one that I like that I put down, and I don't know if this is just one person or not. There's so many comments. Honestly, I just kind of, I couldn't read all of them. But basically somebody was like, Happy Meal toys. Why not? Why the heck not? That's a perfect way to do marketing as well. So anyways, so these are all of the things I wrote down. Again, I might have missed so much stuff, but in general, I thought these were really good ideas and I wanted to make a video about it. So guys, if you heard your comment that you have mentioned, please let me know. Let's get more conversation around this subject. Hopefully this video does well enough to get, Square Enix eyes on it and they can kind of see some of these ideas and we could talk about it more. We can, just creating conversation is good either way. So anyways, thank you guys so much for your input with this question. Thank you so much for talking about this. I really, really appreciate all you guys and all the input you've given, and everything you do as a whole for the community and also for me. So thank you so much for for everything you guys do. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe and all that stuff. So anyways, this was for, today's video. Come chill with me on my live streams. It's a great time to do. So we have a lot of fun doing that. And yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Talk to you guys later. Peace.